Santa's got a brand new bag.
It's the J. Craig movie review. Movie review. A movie with you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the J. Craig movie review. I'm Jay, and I saw Violent Night, starring David Harbour of Stranger Things, John Leguizamo, and Beverly D'Angelo, and a bunch of people who I'm not familiar with, which is kind of cool. This movie is directed by Tommy Wirkola. I'm not familiar with Tommy, other than the fact that he directed Dead Snow and Dead Snow 2, the zombie Nazi movies. Now, I had no idea what to expect going into this movie. I went in completely blind, other than the fact I knew this was about Santa Claus against a bunch of mercenaries or assassins. And I immediately thought, Scrooged. This sounds like the opening of Scrooge with Bill Murray. How you have terrorists attacking the North Pole. And Lee Majors comes in and saves the fall guy, comes in and saves the day. Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and the elves pick up weapons and they start fighting back. I mean, that sounds exactly like what this was inspired by, right? It's who writes this stuff? Who comes up with a story about Santa Claus versus a bunch of assassins? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. This movie is freaking amazing. Yes, amazing. I love this movie. Everything about it, except for John Leguizamo in certain moments. This movie is great. But what's it about, you say? All right, Santa Claus. David Harbour is disillusioned. He's sick of being Santa Claus because of the hatred, and there's not a lot of nice people. There's too many bad people on his list, right? So he's getting fed up, he's getting drunk, and he's thinking this might be my last time around as Santa Claus. So he is at one of his destinations to deliver some goods, and he's having some delicious milk and cookies and some alcohol as well, and the gunfire starts. And suddenly, Santa becomes John McClane in Nakatomi Tower. What? Die Hard meets Home Alone with Santa Claus as John McClane. Like I said, who writes this shit? This is amazing. This movie was ridiculous, okay? So this movie is a lot about like the Christmas magic. It's about Santa Claus and him regaining his confidence of being, why he is Santa Claus, right? Being reminded what the value of Santa Claus is, that there are still good people out there. While there is many nasty, evil, manipulative, just not nice people, bad people, a lot of bad people in this movie, there's one person who is the shining star, the good person, the pure of heart, the child, who gets to Santa and gets him to realize that I gotta get back into it. There's people who still believe. And if you believe, then the Christmas magic is there and Santa can still exist. It's a fun story. It's violent. It's not for the kids, obviously. It's a violent movie. It's gory. It's a lot of language, and it's just violent as hell, okay? But it is awesome. I can't wait till my kids can watch it. They got to be a little bit older, I think. But man, is it violent. It's crazy funny. And it starts off in the opening sequence. You get a perfect sense of the type of movie you're about to walk into. And after that first few minutes, I was laughing my butt off. And it was just awesome. Awesome movie. So I think this belongs up there with Die Hard, with Elf, with Miracle on 34th Street. All the great Christmas classics. This one belongs right there because it's not only a Christmas story, but it's about Santa Claus and it's about Christmas magic. It's not just about the violence and not just about, bad people. It's about Santa becoming Santa again and finding himself and finding his true identity, right? And there's even some backstory with Santa, which is kind of cool. He just doesn't exist. There shows something where he came from, a little bit of an inkling of a background of his story, just a little bit, but it pays off so well throughout the story. So strap in, go see it, have fun. In fact, if you watch this, it's probably too much information. So I went in with nothing, and that's the value of going in with very, very little expectations. So that being said, go see it, enjoy it. I know you will, as long as you know what you're getting into. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like right over there in the corner. And, I guess that's it now, isn't it?
It's the J. Craig movie review. Movie review. A movie